We'll get started with the classwork assignment today. Page 417, doing the review numbers 1 through 9. Page 417, the review section at the bottom of the page, numbers 1 through 9, doing just the odd problems for the classwork. Go ahead and pause the video, and then once everyone in the class is completed, go ahead and resume as we go over the answers. All right, let's see how you did on numbers 1 through 9, the odd. Number 1, make sure you factor out the common factor 7x first. That'll leave you with x squared negative 4, a difference of squares, which factors into the sum and difference. So your answer, 7x times x positive 2 times x negative 2. Number 3 is a perfect square trinomial. So you factor into the binomial squared, 3x negative 7, quantity squared. In a fraction, I'd usually want that backwards FOILed, 3x negative 7, 3x negative 7. Either answer is appropriate. Number 5 should have pulled out the common factor of 2x, leaving you with an x squared, positive 2x, negative 15. That further backwards FOILs to give you an answer of 2x times x negative 3 times x positive 5. Number 7, no common factor, just straight backwards FOIL. 3x, 4x, probably. Negative, negative. Gotta be a 2 and 1, but remember the 2 doesn't go with the 4, so 3x negative 2, 4x negative 1, you check the outer inner, and it works on the first try. And if you try to do a 6x and 2x, where are you going to put the 2? There's not a common factor, and 2 can't go with either. So yeah, 3x negative 2, 4x negative 1 are your factors. Number 9, also just straight backwards FOIL to get 7x positive 8, 1x negative 4. Hopefully you did well on those. Let's take a look at your homework now that you did last night. Page 413. You did numbers 17 through 27, the odd, and 31 and 35. Page 413, numbers 17 to 27, the odd, numbers 31 and 35. Number 17, on the numerator, should have started by pulling out the common factor of 2 to get an x squared positive 2, x positive 1. In the denominator, start with a 6 to get x positive 2. This doesn't factor anymore, but this does, and it can factor into an x positive 1, x positive 1. Unfortunately, the only thing that cancels is the 2 and 6 to give you a 1 and a 3. So your answer, x positive 1, you could either write it twice or just put squared, and then 3 over x positive 2. We don't need to state that 2 does not equal 0. This would be our answer then for number 17. Number 19 should have backwards FOILed, x positive 5, x positive 2. In the denominator should have either gone binomial squared or backwards FOILed, which is typically what we would do, right? The x negative 3, x negative 3, and unfortunately, nothing cancels at all. There's my answer, completely unreduced. It's factored, it just nothing actually canceled to finish reducing. Number 19, excuse me, number 21, difference of squares, sum and difference, x positive y, x negative y, and in the denominator, just pulling out the common factor of 6 to leave you with the x positive y. The x positive y's cancel, giving you x negative y over 6 for your answer. We do need to specify that x plus y cannot equal 0, therefore x cannot equal negative y. For number 23, factor out a 2, which gives you x squared minus y squared. Finish factoring the difference of squares to get x positive y, x negative y. In the denominator, just backwards FOIL it, x and x, positive, positive, 1y and 2y. Yes, outer inner checks, x positive y's cancel, giving you 2 times x negative y over x positive 2y. We don't have to have the parentheses here, by the way, and x cannot equal negative y, as we set that factor unequal to 0. Number 25 should have pulled out a common factor of 2 to give an x squared positive x positive 12. In the denominator, should have pulled out a common factor of 4 to give you x squared negative 5x negative or positive 6. Should have finished the backwards FOIL, x positive 3, x, that was a negative. Let's see, you can't factor 12 to get a 1. X positive 4 then, x negative 3 should have been your factors. Down here, x negative 3, x negative 2. And then, of course, your x negative 3's cancel, and 2 and 4 to give you 1 and 2. So your answer should have been the x positive 4 over 2 times x negative 2. We don't have to say that the 2 can't equal 0, but we do need to say x negative 3 can't be 0. Therefore, x can't be 3. And there's our answer on number 25. Number 27, the numerator just factors in x plus 1, x minus 1. The denominator factors in x negative 1 quantity squared, or better yet, x negative 1, x negative 1. cancel away. There's your answer. And I could say x minus 1 can't be 0, but I've still got an x minus 1 here that can't be 0, so I don't actually have to specify any values like that. Number 31, the numerator factors easily into x positive 2, x negative 2, but the denominator is all out of order. 2 negative x, that's not descending, so let's flip-flop. Instead of 2 negative x, make it, now careful, the 2 is positive, the x is negative. So when you flip-flop them, the x still has to be negative and the 2 still has to be positive. But I don't want a first term negative, so remember from yesterday, we factor out the negative. That changes the x to positive and the 2 to negative. And now, conveniently, the x negative 2's cancel. This leaves us with negative x positive 2 over 1, where x cannot equal, set this unequal to 0, 2. You could just say negative x plus 2. But it would have to be grouped as one unit because that's what the fraction bar is doing to it. Might as well just leave it this way. And there's our answer for 31. For number 35, should have pulled out an A to leave us with 3 negative b. In the denominator, should have factored into a sum and difference, b positive 3, b negative 3. And we notice that 3 minus b and b minus 3, they're really close, but they're not the same. Because remember, subtraction is not commutative. They don't cancel. But if only this 3 were negative like that one, and if only that b were positive like that one, if only the signs were different. Well, remember, if you put a negative in front, it will change the signs. And now they do cancel. And I have one negative, which I need to pull in front of the fraction now. There's my answer, and I need to specify b can't be 3. And there's my answer for 35. Hopefully, you did well with that. We're going to save the word problem. We did page 125, word problem 82. For sake of time, so we have a quiz we need to have time for later on, we're going to go over that word problem in our next lesson. So don't lose that homework that you did. Tomorrow we're going to go over page 125, word problem 82. For now, though, turn back to page 417. For now, turn back to page 417. And let's do the review 11 through 19. The odd. Pause the video while you work on these. All right, let's go and take a look at the 11 through 19 odd and see how we did on these problems, practicing factoring and canceling in order to reduce our fractions. Number 11, you should have factored out an x in the denominator, leaving you with x squared negative 1, which can factor to x positive 1, x negative 1. The x in the numerator cancels with the common factor x outside, leaving you with nothing in the numerator except the understood 1. In the denominator, of course, you still have the x positive 1, x negative 1. But the x's that canceled, the plain old x is now gone from the denominator, so you have to specify that that x cannot equal 0. On number 13, the x negative 3 in the numerator, just group it. In the denominator, backwards FOIL to get x negative 3, x negative 3. These cancel. Once again, nothing's left in the numerator except the understood 1 that you now have to write. I don't need to say that x can't equal 3, because x already can't equal 3, and this answer will suffice for number 13. Number 15, you should have backwards FOILed x negative 4, x positive 2. In the denominator, you should have backwards FOILed x positive 2, x positive 1. Cancel away the x positive 2 to get x negative 4 over x positive 1, where x cannot equal negative 2. Number 17. As you look at that denominator, if you try to factor that by grouping, it's mildly infuriating. Hopefully you noticed in the denominator of number 17, there's like terms. You just combine them. So I see a 3a and I see a negative a. I'm going to make my denominator have a 2a. I see a negative 3b and a positive b. Make that a negative 2b. And all of a sudden now, this isn't such a bad problem at all. If you didn't do that, try it now and see how you do on 17. If you're proctoring a class, maybe pause the video and give the class a chance to rework it. All right, if you already had it, or maybe you have it now, of course, easy enough, just pull out the common factor of 2. Here, just factor in a negative b, cancel away the a negative b's, to leave with a negative b over 2. We do need to set the a negative b unequal to 0 to where we say that a cannot be b. And there's our answer for number 17. Number 19. We had a 3 common in the numerator, get x squared negative 2x negative 15. We had an x common in the denominator, to get x squared negative 3x negative 10. Here, we're going to backwards FOIL to get x negative 5x positive 3. Here, we're going to backwards FOIL to get x negative 5x positive 2. Of course, the x negative 5's cancel to give us 3. X positive 3 over x positive 2, where x cannot equal 5. Whoop. And there we go with our answers here on number 19. All right, at this point, if you would, go and clear your desks of everything except for a clean sheet of paper and a pencil. Clean sheet of paper and a pencil. Everything else away. First and last name at the top of your paper, along with today's date, which here at time of recording is 1/12/21. We're going to take Algebra Quiz 16? Quiz 18. Taking Quiz 18. Algebra Quiz 18. So everything should be cleared off your desk except for paper and pencil. Here on Quiz 18, before I hand it out to you, actually, I did want to review one thing with you real quick. We've done so much with polynomials, factoring and canceling and stuff like that. What if there isn't anything to factor? What if you had something like negative 32 a cubed bc to the 4th over negative 18 ab to the 4th cm, or something weird like this? You can't factor that. They're technically already factors, right? They're all being multiplied already. You just cancel stuff, right? What's the rule with two negatives? Yeah, I cancel them. We can cancel something out of 32 and 18. And take a 2 out to get 16 and 9. I can cancel some letters. Here with the a's, I can cancel and just be left with, right, a squared in the top. I can cancel some b's. Right, b cubed in the bottom. I can cancel some c's. Right, c cubed in the numerator. And then the m has no friends, right? So our answer here then would be a 16 a squared c cubed over a 9b cubed m. But notice the a used to be in the bottom. It's not there anymore. I need to specify that still can't be 0. The c used to be in the denominator. It's not there anymore. I need to specify c cannot equal 0. So quick refresher before we hand out the quiz to you. Just a quick refresher on monomials. It's a little easier. No factoring, just canceling. But still have to be alert to those excluded values. All right? Hopefully that's of help to you. Now, let's go ahead and hand out the quizzes. All right, once you've got your quiz, take a look at it. Very straightforward. There are 8 fractions. Reduce them. Pretty easy. 8 fractions, reduce them. There's also a bonus for you if time permits. Should take at least 12, Proctor should provide at least 12 minutes for this quiz. All right, I'll put the homework on the chalkboard and then end the video.